Hello everyone, welcome back to Skeledon, Bushcraft and Survival. Glad you could join me. Now I've been challenged by my good friend Paul from Bushcraft Bytes to carve a spoon. Fun challenge, and thank you very much, Paul, for challenging me. I gotta be honest with you, I've only carved a couple of things in my entire life. I'm not an expert carver by any means. I don't have any of the tools. All I have is my Mora Garberg, my Bowie, nature around me, to come up with some way of carving a bowl and so on and so forth. So like I said, I'll do my best. And by the way, awesome channel to all that's watching, Bushcraft Bytes. I'll leave a link in the description. Paul is an absolute top-notch guy. He's extremely talented, extremely skilled. He's got awesome content. Go over there, give him a like, give him a sub, give him your support. He deserves every single bit of it. He's an awesome guy and a great friend of mine. And he challenged me to carve a spoon, so like I said, I'll do my best. Now, if by watching, and I'll leave a link in the description of all of these, Swamp Valley, BushCraftBums, Bushcraft Bytes, and myself inspires you to go out and carve one yourself, you know, carve a spoon and test out your skills and stuff, there's a few things that you might want to know before you do. Now, there's good materials to use and bad materials to use. Let's just go ahead and start with the bad materials. Now, the bad materials has two categories, toxic and soft. Soft woods are a bad wood to use, and the reason why is because they soak in the moisture a lot easier than hardwoods do, and by that, well, it would end up stinking real bad, and it carry a lot of bacteria. It's impossible to get it clean enough for reuse. Now, the toxic woods, which include oak, walnut, cherry, apple, pear, those are toxic. You don't want to, you know, put that in your mouth. So, those are materials that you wouldn't want to use. But what are you looking for? Well, you're looking for a hardwood that is non-toxic. Maples of any species and sycamore, which is exactly what I'm going to be using today. Birch is another good one, and especially birch if it's in your area, because when it's green, it's easy to carve. It's almost like carving bass or balsa. But when it cures, it's as hard as oak. So it's a really good material to use. Unfortunately, I don't have any around me, so I'm going to be using sycamore, which is also easy to carve. So, yeah, I might do a good job with it. I might not. I don't know. Like I said before, I'll do my best. So without further ado, let me set up the camera and we'll get started. I have a piece of sycamore here. It has a nice curve to it, so I'm going to go ahead and start with that. And I've already started cutting this and cutting this back. So, trying to get the layout of the spoon. Got the place where the bowl's going to be, and of course it crooks up, and this is where the handle's going to be. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting that into place. The outline done. Now it's just the fine tuning, and then of course putting the bowl in. Alright, what I'm wanting to do, I got the basic shape here. I'm wanting to take this, like this knuckle off here. I want to take that off, make that more narrow and everything. More narrow all the way up. The back end right there, I want it a little wide. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. This is what I got so far. Still working on it. But starting to look like a spoon now. Keep this up and I can get it as deep as it really needs to be. Doesn't need to be too deep, just needs to be a little deeper than that, and it needs to be smooth like I said before. And of course, when it's all said and done with, I can make some Bushcraft sandpaper. And by the way, Bushcraft sandpaper, the way you make it, you take tree bark, the inner bark, and you take sand from a creek, and you grind that sand inside the inner bark. And then you can use it as sandpaper. Put a little profile on there just because. Why not? Might as well be creative with it. Yeah? Yeah, there you go. You can see. So I'm going to go ahead and get some Bushcraft sandpaper up. I went down to the old creek bed. The driest sand possible is what we want. And Just put a little bit in the bowl side there, like that. And then take another piece of wood and sand. The small little bits will stay. The big disappears. And the small little bits will actually sand away smooth. And I'm going to do that on the entirety of this. So I got some inner bark here, and I'm going to work this back and forth. Just continuously going back and forth. Okay, I'm going to do this a little bit more, and I'm going to rinse it off, and then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, there it is, the finished product. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It turned out a lot better than what I thought it would. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and package this up and send it to my good friend Paul at Bushcraft Bytes. Hopes he receives it well as a token of friendship and, of course, a thank you for issuing this challenge. So now, I need to pass the challenge along. So I've went over to a few channels that I think that I would enjoy this. Starting off with Survival Lilly. Why? Because I've seen certain things in her previous videos, and it looks like she enjoys this type of stuff. So I'm going to pass that challenge to her, and hopefully she'll accept. The next one in line is Haggard Outdoors. I hope you'll accept as well. And I've already talked to you, and you said that you was up for it. So, budget, outdoors, and survival. I'm going to issue the challenge out to you. Now remember, it's not about how well you carve out the spoon. It's about practicing and learning the skills that come along with and having fun along with getting out in the woods and having a good time. So, hope you all accept and have just as much fun as I did. I also would like to give out, well, actually one shout out to Lilly in the Wild. I've watched a few of her videos. I've subscribed to her. She's awesome. Definitely, I'll put a link in the description. Get over there and check her out. She's really awesome. Funny. It's a good watch. She's a good person too. So, yeah. Anyways, well, that's going to be it for today. I hope that you enjoyed. And if you did, smash the like button. If you're new, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next one.